Like, why is this thing so expensive? I got to pay for this guy. I got to pay for that guy. I got to pay appointment setter. I got to pay the salesperson. I got to pay for ads. I got to pay for salesperson time and appointment setting time. So all the false positives. I got to pay for all the software. I got to pay for all. And the end result is like, holy shit, man. Like at a $1,500 sale, daddy's taking home 1,000, 30% has to go right out of the gate.
Couple of comments. I think we've all dealt with that, and I found that more than anything, like what you're talking about is I found the same thing. Is if you deal with it in a reactive, like 3-4 months later, and you get into a pissing match, it doesn't really
Yep.
matter if what you're saying is the truth. You're going to lose that pissing match. And if
Yep.
you deal with the fact that they suck at the phone more as a front end thing, even if it's just to let them know.
Yep.
I've experienced this in my niche. So if you talk to a lawyer and you say, "Hey, how's your phone?" There's a line they use universally. They'll say, if it's a case I want, I close 100% of the time, all the time.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, okay.
Every time.
I very fucking much doubt that after like 15 years of working
Yeah.
with local businesses. And I used to get in the same situation where, like, what the hell? We haven't made any money, blah, blah, blah. And I found a much easier way to deal with it. This is our version of it, but it's the same kind of idea of being proactive. Is I just have a dude on Fiverr call and say, hurt my back, blah, blah, blah. And I let them screw up the phone call and then send them the recording of the phone call. But
Yep.
at least then they can look at it as something we need to work on and improve upon. Because as you pointed
Yep.
out before, they don't need leads. They more than often actually need help with the whole conversion process into an actual
Correct.
sale, like the whole journey. And the more you like actually help them with that entire journey, the more profitable you're going to be. And I also
Yep.
like, by the way, that you're, this is a little secret that we talked about my Loom strategy, but your sales calls are basically just what I would call a dramatic demonstration of just like, hey, just listen to what a live transfer sounds like.
Yeah.
Rather than me do a
So
song and dance and bullshit, just hear what you're going to get.
So let me tell you, and this will be applicable for everybody watching, is that I used to do these hour-and-a-half long demos where I have this emotional exchange. You're asking questions like, hey, like, how does your family think about your business? And, can you afford rent next month? And you're like, I can't believe I'm asking that person this question. And then they came in with an ad saying, could we add $50,000 a month to your business with no indication that it's a paid program? You're hoping that your influential sales psychology makes them realize the gap is so big that they have to pay you money. And it's a sales process that I didn't particularly enjoy, but I wanted to try out.
Same.
And the emotional exchange just sucks so much. Like it's just
Yeah.
exhausting. What I've discovered in the way I've changed my business is I put the thing that I do and then the price that I'll do it at on the ad without regard to what that number is. And the mistake is thinking a lower number is better. That's not necessarily true. You have to find your parity in each industry and each product. So, like for example, dentists, the retainer rate of retainers is a lot different than the retainer rate for all on fours. You got to figure it out. And just like in law, there's like tickets, and then there's what personal injury. You got to find the number that works best as far as like your product and your price. But you advertise, right? And now I'm on the phone with people that are on that custom list. They're obviously a client. There's no lookalikes, there's no buy cash, there's no patients. They're on the custom list. I've uploaded Facebook. They see the ad that says, hey, get this for this price. We get on the phone. How do we get on the phone? They fill out the lead form. I send them a text message from my phone saying, hey, this is Jeff. Did you fill a form about blank? They go, yeah, great. I'll call you at 2:00. They go, great. That's the whole pre-call sequence is literally a text message from my phone.
Yeah.
I call them. It's a very friendly conversation. Hey, how you doing? Okay, great. Yeah, I texted you. Okay, yeah, what's up? All right, cool. The way that works is you're going to talk for a bit. I'm going to talk for a bit, 15 minutes. We're going to know how much if we want to do business. And they say, okay. And it emulates how they purchase from catalogs. They're going through it. Is that expensive? Yeah, but I want it. So they call and place an order. So it ends up being more like order taking and more like, hey, let me just show you what your ad would look like.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to ask you, by the way. Can I just hit you up on that point? Because my experience when,
yep.
In the old way, when I used to like the old sales call mentality of 90 minutes, you step into their pain, you do all the psychology. You can never, ever say the fucking price up front until the very last moment. And you like hide behind this. And when you're more just like, here's the price and here's what you're going to get for it. Like you said, I find it much more order taking, where it used to be I talk to people who are like 3 out of 10 and have to twist their arm for an hour and a half. Now I
Yep,
talk to people who are 7, 8, 9, sometimes even 10 out of 10 that are just like
correct.
ready to go. And then you're usually just answering a question or two. But I'd love to hear your experience on that as well.
So the justification I went through when I had like my business rebuild, like when I got out of business winter and I was like, all right, I went into business with, I gotta rebuild this. I was like, look, if I bring on, as an example, a $1,500 a month client, I will cheers to the world. Oh my God, I got a $1,500 a month client. I'm the best thing in the world. This is amazing. And then my bank account is $300, and I'm like, where the fuck did all these costs come from? Like, why is this thing so expensive? I got to pay for this guy. I got to pay for that guy. I got to pay the appointment setter. I got to pay the salesperson. I got to pay for ads. I got to pay for salesperson time and appointment setting time. So all the false positives. I got to pay for all the software. I got to pay for all. And the end result is like, holy shit, man. Like at a $1,500 sale, daddy's taking home 1,000, 30% has to go right out of the gate. And that's if your numbers are tight. For some people, it's 40 or 50%. So like everything before the sale is half of the dollars that you collect. Everything after the sale is the other half. And you're like, that kind of sucks. Like, I don't like that. And being on the phone for 10 hours a day and getting a $2,000 sale, that hurts a lot because you only got one sale versus being on the phone for 3 hours a day and getting three sales. You go, oh, that was pretty cool. That was like, it was much better to have a very strong filter. And so what I did is I changed my business from this like funnel type of approach that everybody is familiar with. Like, you know, you get the lead and then blah, 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 blah. Each of those requires a step and an optimization of exhaustion. So now I operate like, all right, this is the pipeline. So no funnel. If they're in the ad, there's a 90% chance they're going to go all the way through to the end,
Yeah.
which allows me to remove appointment setter, salesperson, media buying, onboarding, CSM, project manager, Upwork, Monday.com, or all the other derivatives of ClickUp and all that stuff. I don't have to deal with that anymore. Like I don't need technical implementation project managers. I go,
Yeah.
hey, this is the ad. We're going to make it now. I'll type it in. It looks like the one that got you, right? Yeah, then we'll do it for you. Okay, cool. And then everything is done. And so now my costs are like 30 minutes of build time. And I do it the same day. So I'm calling them. I go, yeah, I'll actually have this stuff up tomorrow. Yeah, if you pay the invoice right now, you'll have a document on your desk that has the ads that we're running, suggested scripts, best ways of working, all that stuff. They go, really? I go, yeah, not 7 to 10 days tomorrow. They go, no shit. So like that way of working has enabled my sales process to transition away from these hour and a half long, hope I hit a home run, 1 out of 10, 1 out of 5 closing calls, to I'm on a 15-minute friendly chat driving home and he's driving home and we're just talking about whatever, where I'm from, because he's already made the purchasing decision on the ad.
Yeah.
He's just making sure that we
Yeah.
culturally fit and just trying to pass the smell test and everything is fine. And there's been times where I got fielded a question like, yeah, man, thank God you're not a dentist because I wouldn't believe you in the first place. I go, that's right. I just do Facebook ads, man. I'm not doing any operations consulting. I'm not trying to like grow your business. I just run ads to go, thank God somebody knows this place. They were telling me that.
Yeah.
Contrast that with the business opportunity or business development ads of add $30,000 a month. They're going, so are you like a consultant that has like 20 years
Yeah.
of experience? Why
You
should
can
I believe
almost
you?
feel the arm folding
Right.
kind of closed offness. Yeah.
Versus like you go to Publix and you know how much the tomatoes are, and you're asking like, hey, which one of these tomatoes are good for souffle? And the guy's like, oh, that one. You're like, okay, thanks. That's my purchasing process now.
Yeah.
It's like, I think this is a good fit for you or not. And the price is in the ad. So effectively what has happened, my hour and a half long sales demo with a 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 3 conversion rate now has like 70-80% conversion rates, and it's only 2 or 3 phone calls a week, and I can build everything out in 30 minutes and everything's up and running.
Yeah.
And there's always going to be like complaints of blah blah blah, you sent a lot of transfer and it was no good. I go, hey, you're right, we'll catch you on the next one. They go, okay, just give me feedback. Versus, I can't believe the program that I bought is like the worst thing in the world and the first lead was horrible and everybody's bad and who do you, and I didn't have time to go blah blah blah. So I think having a price point with an ad and a hand holding free, I don't know the right term for the sales process, but literally just talk and shop 15 minutes.
Yeah.